Time to Shine Today podcast Varsity Squad. This is Scott Ferguson, and I got my beautiful, beautiful Mari-Lyn Harris over there on the left coast. She is the Chief Kindness Officer at Heart at Work, delivering happiness. What's important to Miss Mari-Lyn is that making a difference, M.A.D. That's what it's all about to her, is making a difference. Such a go-giver. She founded Heart at Work to help leaders. And by the way, let me back up. It's heart with the @ sign, like as if you're doing an email, Heart at Work. And she developed that and founded it to help leaders to adopt kindness in their business as an investment to create higher performing organizations. Mari-Lyn works with individuals ready to address and conquer feelings of inadequacy, insecurity, and overwhelm. She's successfully coached over 200 people, which I'm sure it's even more than that now, through accountability groups, individual coaching sessions, and workshops to help them create their own compelling vision of a happier future. And Mari-Lyn, thank you so much for coming on. Please introduce yourself to Time to Shine Today podcast Varsity Squad. But first, what's your favorite color and why?
Pink.
Pink, why is that?
It's a power color.
Yes, it is, especially on you. It's in your color wheel, and I'm sure that you wear it, you rock it. Is that a little pink in your hair? Just a little bit?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
I love it. Let's get to the origins of Heart at Work. Like, I want to hear maybe a little story that you had that kind of brought you up to that and leveled up, and how you're helping so many people in need level up.
Right. Well, I guess I started it because I had plenty of awful bosses, like most of us have had at one time or another. And I was doing some brainstorming with my cohorts, and came up with the name of Heart at Work rather than Kindness at Work, because Heart at Work would just help me broaden the perspective of services I can offer rather than just Kindness at Work.
Love it. And what made that click though? Like, what happened in your life to say, listen, I'm going to start helping people to move on?
I've always helped people. My mother taught me all the time, or us children, all about caring for others first before yourself. And now I realize it's care for yourself first before others.
Sure.
But, I've always been the helping person and always willing to want to make a difference. And so that's my stand, basically to help other people.
I love that, Mari-Lyn. That's very transparent and authentic, which I freaking love to hear that. So are you more of a coach or a consultant?
I more like to say I'm an advocate.
Okay.
An advocate for people, advocate for employees, advocate for even the executives, because they've challenged, they have many decisions to make and they're challenged, but at the same time, we all need to be there for each other.
Sure.
Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah, community is key. You have to, like, building community. And I'm not going to get on a soapbox right now, but like with what's going on a lot of times these days, it's like a lot of pulling apart. We really need that community, and you're part of that glue that keeps it together. So then what do you think makes a great advocate in what you're doing?
Somebody that's willing to take a stand and just say, justice for all.
Yes.
Or just take a stand and just say, okay, my stand is bringing more kindness into the workplace. And how do I do that? There's several ways I can do that. Or it might be about, right now, my thing is about helping people to distress, because we're all under so much stress. So I want to help you de-stress so you can be a better person for somebody else and yourself, right?
Absolutely. So if I'm out at a networking group, it's here in South Florida, we're able to do and talk and, press and flesh and meeting people. What might, like, I like to talk to people one-on-one at these groups. Okay. And I love to network. So what is someone saying to me that would make them a great introduction, prospect, or possible future client for you?
Really, I'm trying to work out going after employee groups that are 25 or less employees. Companies that have 24 or less employees, because then I can actually work with each individual employee, help them to distress. And I can also offer a program like an EAP program similar to that idea to employers, right?
Sure.
Because so often employees don't take advantage of those programs. And why is that? Why is that? If you can help get some help to distress, why wouldn't you reach out for help?
Sure.
Yeah.
So do you think it's ego?
They just say that they don't trust the employer's services or whatever. But, with a service like that, nothing goes back to the employer.
Right.
It stays confidential
Okay.
between myself or whoever else is going to be doing the coaching, consulting, counseling. That person, like if it's just me, it stays with me. It doesn't go anywhere.
Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's say you're working with somebody one-on-one at the start. We're in the discovery period. They're coming into you. If you don't mind sharing a little bit of your secret sauce that's helping them to find their blind spot.
Really, I just have to find out from them why is it that they're having a problem. And sometimes it could be that they don't have anybody to talk to. So I offer a service that helps them. They can come and join me, and I'll just let them vent, let them talk for half an hour. I won't say a thing. I'll just let them talk, because so often we're stressed because our friends don't want to hear from us anymore.
Right.
And and our boss doesn't want to hear it. And our coworkers don't want to hear it. So why not have somebody that you can just sit and vent with? And then from there, you could say, okay, let's build up some strategies to help you stay de-stressed. And then from there, then I have another program that's called Mental Health Fitness. And it's a challenge for you for 30 days to do little things I prepared for you to do for 30 days to help you de-stress.
Oh, wow.
So I have that. And then I have the venting program where you can just come and sit with me and vent out whatever it is.
Isn't it just crazy that they will do that with basically a complete stranger, right? But I think a lot of it comes down. I have that with my clients that I coach, right?
Yeah.
To where they'll tell me stuff they wouldn't tell anybody, because there's like trust and respect that runs hand in hand. Like if you were to come over, and you and I know each other, Mari-Lyn, and you were to come over with a friend, I would hop up and say, do you want a beer or want a glass of wine? And what does your friend want, right?
Yeah.
But if you were to come over by yourself, walk in the door and be like, hey, Fergie, got a beer? I'll be like, Mari-Lyn, you know where the fridge is, right? It's kind of like, you don't do something, but people will open up, and that's fantastic. Yeah. You're so easy to open up to. I love that. I love it. So when you're maybe in this discovery period, Mari-Lyn, is there any good question that you wish they would ask you but never do?
Oh, they always ask me how to get started. And that's, get started what I was doing. And, I could share my story, but at the same time, I guess I would just ask, if they have any questions, I'm open to any question they want to ask me.
Got it.
I mean, I don't really have anything to decide. If it's too personal, I will tell them I think that's too personal.
Sure.
But in a professional level, you can pretty well ask me any question.
Anything. I love it. I love it. So then, has there just been any session that you've started to work with somebody where you just couldn't help them?
Yeah, I've had I've worked with a gal. She has PTSD, and those are the other people I'd really like to work with as well. And I was doing a session with her, and she just I was doing some hypnosis actually with her, and so she was just not really getting it. So then you also have to be willing to explore other avenues than what you've normally done, right? So we did a second session with her, and she really got a little bit more out of it. So sometimes it's just more than one time, or obviously it's going to take more than one time to do whatever.
Oh, absolutely. Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Right? So but then she found somebody else that can really, really help her. And I'm happy for her, because, we all don't resonate with the same people all the time, right?
Love that you're saying this, because you're not always the right horse for the course. That's what we say in coaching, right? So then you give to somebody else. I love that. I love that. So Mari-Lyn, let me ask you something. Have you seen the movie Back to the Future?
No.
Okay. So it's this guy that goes back in time. And he had a DeLorean. It was with Michael J. Fox. It's in the 80s. But let's get into a time machine. Let's go back to the 22, 23-year-old Mari-Lyn. What kind of knowledge nuggets, or advice, what kind of knowledge nuggets are you dropping on her to maybe help her level up, last through, maybe shorten that learning curve just a little bit?
Well, in my 20s, I was making up for my times in my teens. So I don't really have anything other than probably just to remind her that she is loved and she doesn't have to do anything to make herself worthy, or she is enough who she is.
I love that.
She doesn't have to run around and prove herself or try to get approval because she's already good enough.
I love that. I love authentic and worthy. That's beautiful. So how do you want your dash remembered? That little line in between your incarnation date and your death day, expiration date, life date and death date on your tombstone, which hopefully it's far away, but how do you want that dash remembered?
Well, it's really about creating the impactful legacy, leaving an impactful legacy. That's really what it is in between. And so hopefully that whatever I do, I make a difference for one person, you make a difference for one person that ripples out to about 10 people, and
yes,
those people that ripples out. So
sorry to say your impact is huge. So it's not just one person. I know that you know what I love about you is that we think on the same lines where, I coach my clients inch by inch, it's a cinch. Mm-hmm. By the yard, it's hard. You do the baby steps, slow your roll down. Just imagine the impact that each one of them. You just said you impact one person that can ripple to 10, 20, hundreds. Thank you for saying that. I love it. So then what keeps Mari-Lyn up at night?
Just thinking of all the things I got to do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah. I mean, okay. I have a great life, really. I'm quite happy. It's just, good. I'm building other empires, right? So
sure.
I'm always thinking about, okay, I got to get this done. I got to get that done.
That's what I was looking for. I love that. So
other than that
stuff does kind of keep you up every once. I know it does me.
Yeah.
I know it does. Absolutely. Okay. So what do you think people misunderstand the most about Mari-Lyn?
I don't know if anybody does. What do they misunderstand about me? I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
That's okay. I love your bluntness. It's funny. Some people will sit there in silence. If you don't feel like, I love it. I love it. This is awesome.
I don't know.
So if you weren't doing what you do right now, what other options do you think would be out there, what you would be doing?
Oh, I have lots of options. But I prefer to be an entrepreneur. I prefer to be out and making a difference in people's lives.
Okay, let's ask it this way. When you're asked when you were a child what you want to do, what'd you say?
I wanted to be a psychologist.
Really?
Because I couldn't believe, I was bullied a lot as a kid. And I'd lie in bed and think, why do people have to be so mean? So I figured if I was a psychologist, I could figure it out.
Right.
But, I don't have to be a psychologist to figure it out. It's just because they're hurting too. And probably somebody doesn't spend enough time with them or teach them.
It goes right back to your community, what you had said about being and having people around. That's beautiful. So tell me one thing in life that's really blown your mind. And don't tell me you don't have an answer. Come on.
I guess just from experience I had where I was totally burnt out in my career. I was doing marketing. I was burnt out and tired of pushing, and I didn't know what else to do. So I don't know. I probably shared this in my note to you, but I just basically surrendered for 30 days.
Like a 30-day sabbatical in a sense?
Yeah, I guess. I just surrendered. I walked around and surrendered. And I would call a friend of mine because she suggested I do this. I would call her probably 10 times a day. I don't think I can do this. And she would say, Mari-Lyn, you're doing really good. And then she'd hang up. And then I would maybe call her half an hour later. I just can't do this. And she says, you're doing fine. Just take some deep breaths. You'll be okay. So after the 30 days, I would sit there and say, okay, God, I've been sitting here surrendering for 30 days. Please help me get out of this. I don't know what to do. I just because I've always been the doing machine, right?
Sure.
Not the being the machine.
Right.
And God source, whatever, said,
yeah, absolutely.
Kindness. What the hell is kindness? And then it was like kindness conference or something like that. And I went, what the hell is that? And I went, never mind. I said I would do anything. So I just finished my fourth virtual 3-day kindness conference last week. So I'm still doing them because really it's an opportunity for other people to come on the show, just like a podcast. So it's a 3-day podcast fest, if you will.
Sure.
And just people to share their message about how to be kinder to themselves.
Wow. Well, and you came up with that during that 30-day, we'll call it a sabbatical?
Yeah, you can call it sabbatical.
What you call surrendering, right?
Just surrendering. To actually, for somebody that's always a doing machine, to totally stop and not do anything for 30 days. So, okay, I did my walks and I ate, but, I wasn't on the computer. I wasn't doing anything, not on the phone, not doing anything. I'm just, reading or walking. That's
Love
it.
that. I love that you had somebody that you trusted to tell you to do that. That is key. My coaches, mentors, whatever you want to call them, tell me to do it all. I take a daily sabbatical for 20 minutes, period. Right. Luckily, I have this thing called the Atlantic Ocean. I just walk right out of my back door to. And so, but I need it now. It's almost like a drug to me because I come back thinking, ooh, I'm like laser focused and ready to go. So that's great advice. So let's take out of this equation in this question, let's take out of the equation our cell phones, tablets, computers, anything electronic, Mari-Lyn. What are 3 things Mari-Lyn cannot live without?
Probably my laptop.
Nope, you got to take it out. Let's get rid of that shit. Come on.
Okay.
What are 3 things you can't live without?
I guess just, going for walks and just being happy and grateful, gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
Just, meditating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it.
Meditating, walking, socializing or hanging out.
There you go. Friends. Community again. It came right back to that number one thing. I love that. So Mari-Lyn, let me ask you, what is your definition of a life well lived?
Definition of well lived. I think just keep saying yes. Opportunities come to us sometimes hidden and we don't really see it. And then one day we recognize it and we just like, oh my God, I'm just going to run with it. I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm going to just take it because, it's sort of like, I think it's the Virgin owner. I can't remember his name.
Richard Branson. Yeah.
Yeah. Richard Branson. He just says, say yes and figure it out.
Yeah.
And so I think that's basically what I think is that people should just say yes and figure it out along the way.
Do you watch movies at all?
Some.
Okay. You have to watch the movie Yes Man if you haven't seen it before.
Oh, I've seen that.
Okay. No, that is one of the best movies. I have my clients watch it, that I coach. I'm like, and they're like, really? And I'm like, just trust me, please. I don't like Jim Carrey. Trust me, please.
Oh, I love Jim Carrey.
It was great. Amazing movie. Just the premise behind it, because he was saying yes to everything. Finally, the guy's like, dude, you don't have to say yes to everything, but be open to stuff, right? It's awesome. So, squad, we're going to take my good friend Mari-Lyn Harris from Heart at Work. And again, that's HEART at sign work. We're going to take her through our leveling up lightning round just as soon as we get back from thanking our sponsors and affiliates.
Okay.
Time to shine today, podcast Varsity Squad. We are back with my good friend Mari-Lyn Harris from Heart at Work. And Mari-Lyn, we have a leveling up lightning round. You and I could talk 15, 20 minutes about each one of these questions.
Yeah.
You and I got 5. You have 5 seconds to answer with no explanations. And they all can be answered in 5 seconds.
Okay.
Ready to rock?
Okay, go.
Here we go. Mari-Lyn, what is the best leveling up advice you've ever received?
Be nice.
Love it. I love it. Share one of your personal habits that contributes to your success.
Meditation.
Yes. You see me walking down the street, you're kind of like, yeah, Fergie looks like he's in his doldrums a little bit. What book would you hand me?
I would hand you the 4 Agreements.
Yes. Damn. I love it. What's your most commonly used emoji when you text?
Heart.
Yeah. Chess or checkers?
Checkers.
All right. My kind of girl here. Who has had the most profound impact on your life?
You.
Yay! Because you're living in the present. Yes, I love it. I love it. What's your favorite charity and/or organization you like to give your time or money to?
Right now, my big passion is for the unhoused, to help them get
thank
housing.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Last question. You can elaborate a little bit on this one. I've been looking forward to your answer here on this one. But what is the best decade of music? 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s?
70s, 80s.
Yeah, there's my girl. And you can hang out anytime. I love this. I love this. So how can we find you, Mari-Lyn?
You can find me at on my website, or you can call me, or you can email me. So
all of that will be in the show notes.
Yeah,
Yep, I'll put those in the show notes, squad. And her website is heartatworkonline.org, and that's actually spelled out at HEART and then AT workonline.org, and that will be in our show notes as well. And I think that there's people out there that are listening right now that could benefit from an introduction to my really good friend Mari-Lyn. And basically she's going to help you get over some of the things that might be blocking you from succeeding, not so much monetarily, but maybe just internally as well. She reminds us that Mari-Lyn reminds us community is key, and to make sure that you're taking a stand for what you feel is right and justice for all, and actually know what you're standing for. Don't just stand and be sheep because other people are. Stand for something that you are very passionate about. If you have a company out there that has 25 or less employees, you want some really good individual attention to help those employees level up and blast through on things that might be blocking them, please let me make a warm introduction to my really good friend, Mari-Lyn. She'll help you find your why in those feelings through powerful questions and one-on-ones that she's going to ask for you. Like I'm sitting here talking to her and it just feels like I've known her forever. And that's the way she's going to make you feel. She's going to, if you're younger, or even if you're not younger and just restarting, you are loved. There are people out there that love you and that do want to help you. So get your asking gear and ask for the help where needed. She's somebody that's going to leave and create and leave an impacted legacy of service on people. And that she already has started to do that. And she wants you to make sure that you're taking sabbaticals. I mean, she surrendered for 30 days. And what she came back with just helped people level up. I want you to do it every day, at least for 20 minutes to really clear your mind. And she said that she does it through meditation a lot on a daily basis. And then also just be nice. That's what she says. Be nice. And Mari-Lyn, it's such a pleasure to have you. Level up your health. You level up your wealth. You're humble, yet you're hungry. And I'm so blessed to have you on. And I can't wait to collaborate with you in the future.
Yes, great. Thank you very much for being on the show, inviting me. Thank you.
You're welcome, love. I'll talk soon.
Okay, well, we will. Thank you.